This is a short video continuing again from the perspective of you as an administrator or website owner. As you recall, Michael Caregiver, the invited caregiver, had a registration pending. In the previous video, the caregiver proceeded through the process of verification and gained access to their account. What I'm going to do here now is I'm just going to refresh my screen. In order to show you that this is updated. You need to give your internet a few minutes, or if you're like me, you have 100 tabs open, maybe longer, while the process calls new data from our data center. And then once your screen is refreshed, we go back to people, we go back to caregivers, and you'll see Michael Caregiver has now appeared in my list of active caregivers. From this point forward, I can manage his account. I can log in as Michael Caregiver by using this login as user button here, which you'll notice it allows you to collect the login data here. It'll copy this to your clipboard. You'll log out, and then you'll use that data by pasting it up here at the top so that you can proceed and log in as your employee caregiver. That allows you to see what they're doing inside of their dashboard and possibly even offer them assistance or training if they get stuck on anything remotely. We won't do that now, but I just thought it'd be interesting to point out to you. And then, of course, you can view and edit their profiles. In this case, Michael Caregiver has his basic information placed in here, as you can see, but I can also add, and they can add, employment and certifications, work skills, emergency contact information, any documents I want to associate that are related to him, any video profile that he or she may provide, job description, and any medical profile and history. We will be expanding this significantly over the course of time and looking to integrate this to accounting and some other systems. So let's get back to where we were. The next step is quite important. Once the caregiver has completed the process, what you'll want to do is set their permissions. That's the little gear that you saw there just a moment ago. You'll go in here and select caregiver. You'll look for the caregiver. In this case, it'll be Michael. And now I'm going to give that caregiver access to 21st century training. I'm going to give that caregiver access to SMS texting and event management. I'm going to give them access to their email accounts from inside of UJAT. They have access to all their help. They have access to files and folders. And they really probably don't need any access to this. As we bring on our mobile applications in the near future, you'll be able to give them access to the mobile app so that they can look at their time logs and travel and anything else related to the work that they've done for you. Let's go ahead and save this. And now those permissions have been saved. I'm going to pull up this caregiver's account. I believe I have it open in another screen. There we are. Now, if I take that caregiver's account here, let's refresh their screen. We can now see that they've got access to classrooms, that they have access to our text messaging tool, that they have access to emails. If they choose to go to their email, they do need to know their username and password. We're getting this message because I'm just using a temporary screen here. But if this is your company, you have all the necessary security in order to secure a login, and they'll just have to put in their company email address and the password you provided to them, and then they'll be set to go at looking at their emails from inside of your UJAT Care services. And of course, there's files and folders here. And then there's a chat room here where anybody inside of your community can speak to each other. Just let it load here for just a second. So this is Mike Care, and if Mike Care wants to open up a dialogue with anyone, then they can actually create a channel or be invited to a channel. And more about the chat at a later date. So that's it. Remember now, you can have and add as many of these as you like. Just click the invite button and send out the invitation. And that completes the series of onboarding from the invitation area. The next onboarding I'm going to show you will be what the caregiver can do themselves by requesting to join your company. And in order to do that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete the Michael Caregiver account so that I can ask to join this company now. And deleting a caregiver is as simple as clicking this record. We will be adding archiving and suspension for those cases where caregivers are no longer employed and you want to maintain a record of their services. Thanks again for watching this video, and I'm going to move on to video number 4 now.